This is the Blasting Trouble Reports. Let's do a quick discussion. We're going to go roundtable, quick thoughts on a few things. Of course, I'm joined with a cast here. We've got obviously the circumstances.
I'm gonna direct the intro. Did you want to start with the logo on the screen, because you start with like all?
I know, I did, but that's how we're rolling. And Mark, joined with K9 Biscuits. That's K9BISKUT.
So we're gonna keep this all in.
.com. Yes, indeed. Of course. The store himself you find at Screen Blast Society, along with me, Bryan the Baltimorean. We want to do some quick jump off thoughts. First things first, we want to talk, Mark, about the keycard situation with Nintendo. I think it's an interesting dilemma. I think we were just talking about it. I think that Nintendo, much like the rest of the games industry, wants to get away from having any sense of freedom and control of any physical media whatsoever. I think that they'd like to be done with it entirely, and I think they're ready to get rid of it. Sony's gone modular with 5 already. Nintendo does not want they don't want any transfer of used games outside of their control. They all want it within their realm. What do you think about the keycard situation?
I disagree on just the Nintendo. I don't think they're ready to give out the physical landscape right as of now, because they look like the only ones who are putting effort into trying to do something. Even the fact that they released as of today, yesterday I believe,
right.
They released a survey asking, "Do you like these?" And I'm pretty sure universally people are telling no, we don't like these. But I also heard that they are trying to work with a company to find a cheaper way to release these so that third parties can actually get their physical games and still make the profit. Because as of right now, it costs so much for them to buy a cartridge that they're opting to get the game key. But that's hitting it.
Well, it's not even that they cost that much to get a cartridge. It's just that they want to get rid of that cost, because the cost of a cartridge was always part of this system. It's like they wanted to now the system for all the way back from NES. Like, it's just that they want to get rid of that cost also.
Because they're using express cards now. The prices, if they were to buy the 64, it would basically be the same amount as the game itself.
Right.
So they wouldn't make any money off of it. So they buy the cheaper ones and just make it the game key cards. Third party.
That's their preference, absolutely.
Like, from what I know, the game key cards were Nintendo's idea, and like it's what they were suggesting to third parties. Anyway, they were kind of like really not demanding, but like they were really throwing it out there for third party companies to just put their games on these key cards, because it is their idea and their suggestion.
But at the same time, it's like sales already showed, statistics already shown that those who didn't put their games on, third parties who didn't put their games on a game key card has lost in when it comes to Switch 2, has lost sales.
Who didn't or did?
The ones who didn't. The ones who put their games on a game key, they lost in sales. But those like Cyberpunk, I believe,
they put the whole game. But I will say the caveat is that this was launched. You're talking Switch 2 launch games, and we don't know yet. I don't think we have enough time to determine whether or not the true market at this point really leans one or the other in the Switch 2 library yet. I think we'll see by the end of the year, obviously, what the preference is. I mean, I would love if Nintendo actually leaned into sticking to cartridge-based games and putting everything onto the cartridge. I mean,
I think they will. I think they will. I think they're going to give them more options in a little while too, so that third parties can put their things on all the games into a physical copy instead of using the game key card.
I honestly,
final thoughts, Mark.
I honestly think it's just going to be more of the same, because like even when it's not the game key card thing, because like with the game key card, it's just like what these companies already been doing, but they're just being honest about it. You got like the last like Star Wars game, like Star Wars from EA, and that had Fallen Order, and that had just the whole game is just like online and like not on a disc. And there's a lot of games like that too, where it's like there's some data on there, but most of the data is from the day one patch.
Yeah, but I'm taking strictly to Nintendo.
Right.
Like,
they were doing that too for the Switch era.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm saying that Nintendo had a lot of games that was on physically on the game itself.
I know, it just this sort of thing is just kind of like dying out with third parties, and it just gets worse and worse the more the generation goes on.
Year and a half, there's going to be another option for third party developers in order to get the entire game physically on the card, so that would.
It depends on the market, because
final thought, literally, and then we'll move on. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it depends where these third parties are going. Because like, even though Nintendo says they're not, they're still following the overall gaming scene and gaming market. And because like with Sony and Microsoft is they still have physical options, but they're also selling their digital only options. And I think they're going to keep. I think even the next system, whatever they make, is probably going to have a physical option, but like they're still going to keep trying to sell that digital only option, and they're going to get to the point in like not in the near future, but in the future after the next, they were just going to have digital only, and Nintendo might follow suit after that if the gaming scene is going that direct. If the entire gaming scene is going that direction anyway.
It will be an interesting place to see where they go. Next up. Price tag. So old device, new price. Let's quickly talk about obviously Switch 1, which Nintendo decided they were going to boost in price over the last week. Switch 1 is now from $299 up to $339. This is the first price update for that original Switch OLED and Switch Lite. Switch Lite is $199 to $229. The OLED jumps $50 from $349 to $400. What do we think about the Switch 1 price increase? I think it's absolutely horrific. I think it obviously was depressing when Sony did it for the PS5 back in 2021. It was wild to think about then. It is ridiculous to think about for a device that could only print more money, and it feels like greed. What do you guys think?
I think it's people one or two ways. Is either one, they are really that greedy and just want to just get as much money as they can, or two, they're trying to push people into getting the Switch 2.
Yes.
They're just like, if OLED is $400, at that point, you might as well just get a Switch 2 because it's just 50 extra bucks.
Exactly.
At that point. So I think because there is rumors and maybe some traction to saying that they're going to have to up the price of the Switch 2. Maybe they're just like, you know what? Maybe if we do this, we can push the Switch 2s out into people's homes, into the sellers' homes, and get that out of the way, so that when we do have to push the price up, it won't be as drastic because everyone already has the system. That's just the two ways I think it might go. Like if one's are just being greedy, because there's
it's either greed or it's push to Switch 2.
Greed, push Switch 2.
Mark.
Has it reached here yet? 'Cause I know the news.
It's official, or August 1st.
Okay. Yeah. Is it because of the terror situation?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just it. I don't think they want to do that, but like they have to. And you know, Nintendo doesn't view themselves as a cheaper option anymore. They view themselves as premium. Like they said that in themselves. So it's like, hey, if our systems are more pricey, whatever, you know we're gonna buy it anyway, bitch. You're a bitch.
Moving on, I'm going to jump down to multi-platform madness. Sony announced that they are hiring a team to try to get other games on multi-platforms similar to Xbox. What we've seen from Microsoft is that once they jumped over to PlayStation, some of the top-selling games on PlayStation over the past month have been Microsoft Studios games. What game would you like to see from PlayStation get on multi-plat, particularly? Anyone have a preference?
Nope.
I'd say I'd love to see either Jack and Dax, one of the platformers. Nintendo, get on Switch. I want to see one of the platformers. Sony does not give a fuck about not Ratchet and Clank. They give a fuck about Ratchet and Clank, at least the new ones. But Jack and Daxter, Sly Cooper.
I mean, yeah, they will all be fun. They will all be fun on Nintendo. Yes, but since someone already owns these games, I can really care less if they switch to that one.
When it comes,
it's just about making money. They got all the money out of the people who's going to actually buy the games on this system. So they put it on new ones. It's just them
getting more.
Yeah, getting more money.
When it already comes to like multi-platform games of the modern era, my go-to system is the for power and for single player games and for power, I'm going to the PS5 because like that's the most powerful system I own at the moment. And it's like, and I love the DualSense controller, whatever gimmicks can come out of that. As for games for multiplayer, I will buy them over on my Steam Deck. That don't emphasize on power and like that have multiplayer. I'll get them on my Steam Deck because that's my multiplayer machine is now. My old multiplayer machine before the Steam Deck was the Switch. But now Steam Deck has completely replaced that, so now that's my multiplayer system. Because of all the controller options, the amount of controllers you can put on there. But yeah, so PlayStation going multi-plat doesn't matter to me because I don't have a computer that can render any games better than what it can already run on the PS5, and my preferred system to play new games is on the PS5 anyway.
Yeah, I think interestingly enough,
unless they're multiplayer.
When you look at the Steam Deck, it's like at this point, now that everyone's boosted in price except for the Steam Deck, it's now a really appealing price tag. Like especially that base model, it's interesting. I think it's what 349, 4 something, or 440. It's one of those, but it's like for the price and the power and this access to Steam, it's like it's amazing that Steam Deck is now kind of like the undercurrent MVP right now. Last things last, little funny thing here, PS6 doesn't persuade you yet. Here's the thing. Obviously, people are just clamoring to get information about it, so here's what we know. It's apparently going to be $500, which would be extremely shocking at this point in time. $500, 3 times the power of PS5. Anyone scrounging for anything here about this system, do those two facts, $500, 3 times the power of PS5 Pro, does that make you excited about the next gen already being announced for 2027, 2028? Any excitement there?
The answer is always fucking no, because the PS5 still, my base PS5 still feels like a powerful piece of hardware. There was no first party game I played on there where I had loading time troubles or I have graphic issues. None of them were I have frame issues from first party. Third party optimization can vary. But that doesn't matter because they can fuck up optimization on the next system anyway. So jumps don't really feel like jumps anymore. It just feels like, oh, this is where the new games are now. And I'm just like, okay, wherever the new games you're gonna showcase to me, I'll just buy it anyway because I just want to play that new game. I just want the new toy.
Yeah.
Other than jumps don't impress me anymore because we can't make impressive jumps. At least for me, you can't make an impressive jump. It's not from PS2 to PS3 anymore, or even PS3 to PS4. That was the last time it felt like a jump. When we went to PS4 to PS5, it was not very much of a jump. It was just more PS4, but better, slightly better graphics and better loading times. And it's I feel like PS5 is the end all to be all. I guess we can get faster, I guess we can get shinier, but I don't know. I feel like I've seen everything.
Also, and it's we've tried to prove otherwise.
I'll wait till I'll like to be proven wrong, but I'm playing games that that look better than fucking most CG movies, and I'm okay, where else can we go? Because I'm playing Spider-Man looks better than anything fucking the Spider-Man games look better than whatever Illumination's putting out. Look better than a lot of these CG movies putting out. It looks better than the fucking Spider-Man Disney Plus show.
It's we're at this point where it's cinematic. Martin?
I buy consoles not for games, not the pretty pictures.
you buy consoles for games, not pretty pictures.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck how graphically it is. That shit don't matter to me. I want games.
Right.
Tell me what the next game is. Who the fuck cares? I have no excitement whatsoever.
But Madden.
I have no
Madden
excitement
29.
Whatsoever. I have no excitement whatsoever.
Call of Duty Black Ops 44.
Wait, you say Call of Duty Black Ops?
This is the same shit over and over again.
Did you say Call of Duty Black Ops?
Oh my god.
I don't care. I don't care how ray tracing or how graphically, how much the water looks, how the shadows move. I don't care about that.
You don't care about ray tracing?
I don't care. I never cared. I still have the base PS5. It looks great. I have no reason for it to get the PS6. I don't understand this. I don't understand you guys and you wanting to get to the PS6 right now. The PS5,
but the PS5 isn't good enough.
PS5 barely done anything yet. We've barely done anything with the system.
Well, it's not good enough.
And it's just a new pretty toy. If you had the PS5 and PS6 sit next to each other, it would be that meme was it's the same thing. Who gives a fuck how pretty it looks? I want to play the games.
That is the question, and that's the fun.
Did you ever play Super Mario Brothers for the NES?
I have.
Did you like it?
Yes.
No, you didn't, because it didn't have ray tracing. You see?
And that's a wrap on this episode of the Blasting Trouble Reports, guys. Appreciate it. To top for now. Of course, find Mark at K9 Biscuits.
That's KNBISKUD. You know, it's on the screen, maybe. I don't know.
Of course, find Martin right here, the sir himself, right here on Screen Blast. And of course, find me at Bryan the Baltimorean and at Democracy.
That's K9BISKUD.com.
HEMOCRACY.com. Appreciate you guys for watching. See you later.
Ray tracing! Logging out, everybody.